Hello and welcome to the Tavern Chat podcast. This is a Friday night.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, folks. And that is why we are doing a Gamer's Health installment or episode. This is July 31st. I turned 53 yesterday, July 30th. Now, 53, if you had asked me 2 months ago, I was like, God, please help me reach 53. If you don't recall, folks, I had congestive heart failure. I had about 60 pounds of water weight. I topped the scales at over 292 pounds. I am now down to approximately 212.
Woohoo!
So, and as I've said before, there's two things I have to watch. I got to watch what I eat because of the carbs. But more importantly, I have to watch what I eat because of the salt. Now, I have made chili. Now, I make chili with Instapot, but you could use any slow cooker, really, to make a good chili. And the chili mix that I have been using, I've used it twice now, and of the two batches, I think the first chili was good, Rach, but I think the second chili slammed.
Oh, yeah, man.
Okay.
You didn't even need to put cheese or any additives.
No.
Unless you really, really wanted it.
No, and it's weird, because like the first chili, after browning the chopped meat, I actually drained the fat. This time I did not. So maybe that made the chili a little bit richer. It was the little bit extra fat from the ground beef.
No, I think it would have been fine if you had taken it out. But,
I don't know.
I think the seasonings and what you chose to put in and the types of beans and...
Yes, well, here's the thing, folks. I basically doubled the recipe. So I used 2 pounds of chopped meat. I used the Mrs. Dash chili seasoning. You can grab that on Amazon. You might be able to find it in your supermarket, but Mrs. Dash, sodium free. I'm going to tell you right now, I love chili. I thought chili needed salt. This was probably the best chili I've ever had. It really rocked, and it had no sodium added, no salt added.
And beaucoup flavor.
Well, here's the thing. I have multiple recipes that you could go from. I used pretty much none of them. All right, and I can tell you exactly what I did to make this chili. Again, I'm sure you could do it on I use a pressure cooker really with the Instapot. I shouldn't be saying slow cooker. It cooked pretty quickly, but 2 pounds of here. I browned initially. I put a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, heated it up. I chopped up a large yellow onion. I would have preferred red myself, but I didn't have one. Large yellow onion, not finely chopped up. It's going to cook then anyway. And I had about a third of a bag of onions and peppers from in my freezer from Amazon Fresh. So that gave me not just little peppers for a little extra flavor, but it gave me extra color. Yellow, red, green peppers, and a little extra onion. Doesn't hurt anyway. Every recipe I've seen has called for canned tomatoes. But I had some plum tomatoes that were going just a little bit soft in the refrigerator. So I took my plum tomatoes, I chopped them up, didn't drain the seeds out, left that, put it all in. All right? 2 8-ounce cans of no salt, no sodium tomato sauce. You got it from Dole. I think these were Happy Belly or whatever it is that Amazon Fresh has there. Doesn't make a difference. So that's about like 16 ounces of tomato sauce. Beans. 4 cans of beans. Now, there was a little sodium in the beans. I have since been lucky enough to get my hands on no salt added beans. These were low reduced sodium. Listen, when it comes to your canned beans, you're going to drain them anyway. So not only do you drain out that liquid, but then what I do is like when I take the can opener, I don't pop that top off completely so I can squeeze out that fluid, that liquid that's in there with the beans, and then I fill up the can again.
Yeah, it's like as if you strain them.
Right, and I'll do that twice.
Wash it.
To get that fluid out. So it's getting some of the salt out, it's getting some of that weird packing fluid out. I don't know. So I didn't have kidney beans, so I used 2 cans of pinto and 2 cans of smaller black beans. The black bean, I think
the black beans made it.
Yeah, I was going to say the black beans made it. So, that's about the Instapot.
The pinto's just kind of blended in.
Yeah. And then I say about the Instapot, or Instant Pot, is that it will tell you when it apparently starts to burn. I didn't realize that the first time I did this, I burned a lot.
Well, yeah, that's why I called to you that first time. I was like, Eric, it says burn on it. How come?
I was like, So, you break the seal so you don't have a pressure backup, but you're taking the top off. And I would stir it until the burn message would go, and then I would go up again. And it cooked up. This is after browning the meat, but my chili cooked up in about 20 minutes. Now, here's the thing. I made it on Sunday, but we weren't eating it on Sunday. Now, 2 pounds of chopped meat, 4 pounds of, 4 cans, actually, it's 4 pounds of beans. Each can of bean was 15 ounces before being strained, but in any case. So, all that made us 5 meals for the 2 of us. I froze it. And I would heat it up in a microwave.
We had it for lunch every day.
And I swear to God, I would start fiending for lunch because that's how good that shit tasted.
Mm-hmm.
And that says a lot because healthy eating generally does not taste good. Okay. Also, last weekend, I made uncured bacon. Now, the secret with uncured bacon is that it's not as salted. Also not going to last as long in the refrigerator before you cook it.
It was so good, though. It was better than the salt that actually...
Well, it comes out...
You could get a different flavor.
Right. I cooked it in our... And
the sweetness of it.
What's not the toaster oven, but it's the
Ninja Foodie.
The Ninja Foodie air fryer / oven. And I put it on the pan with a little rack so it wouldn't just sit in that grease that's cooked. And although we had some of that bacon that day with, by the way, low-carb pancakes, which are the whole different thing. The pancakes cook differently because they're not using regular wheat flour. They still are pretty good, though. I might make some tomorrow.
I'll show you where I put it.
Okay. But
I'll get it out for you.
What we did with the extra bacon, because I cooked up the whole slab of bacon, is that we froze the bacon. And we froze it by... now, serving size is 2 pieces, but we took 2 pieces in small Ziploc bags and froze them. Now, why did I do that? Well, here's the secret. Once your bacon is frozen, and it's frozen solid, then you can take it out and crack it with your hand on the counter and break it into small pieces. Now, those 2 pieces of bacon will actually wind up being a crushed up piece for me and a crushed up piece for H and an omelet in the morning. That's what I did today.
Yeah, it was good.
Again, our morning omelets, I think I've mentioned this, it's probably about a tablespoon and a half of olive oil, heat it up. Then I put in, about a handful of onions and peppers, again, frozen. I used to do that fresh. I used to do it, problem with getting it fresh is that A, it's a pain in the ass, you always have to cut it up, and it's one extra step you don't want in the morning. Or I would get it pre-cut, but it just wouldn't last long. So now I get it frozen, and I just throw it in. It heats up in about 3 or 4 minutes. You want to make sure that the onions and peppers are no longer frozen. Once they're no longer frozen, you can you can put in your scrambled eggs. In our case, what we do is we use 1 egg and 1 serving of egg beaters or the store brand of egg beaters. So it's egg whites. It's a little bit better for you than having 2 eggs with all that yolk. Works out fine. You don't know the difference usually.
Not at all.
As long as you have, I think you'd know the difference.
Texturally, it's all the same.
Yeah, I think if you just use the egg beaters, you would know the difference.
You would, because the coloring is a little different.
Well, especially when you get the Amazon fresh brand. But if you get the egg beaters, they put natural food coloring in it.
Yeah.
But it's not going to have the same consistency. You need that one egg yolk spread out between they call it 2 eggs. So, but that's your cooking recipe for today. I discussed our chili. Like I said, I'm going to be making chili again this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. So
we're gonna have to order more fish because.
Yes.
I know the tilapia isn't good. You said. It absorbs the pollution from the sea.
Yeah.
And that makes me sad. But maybe we could get the salmon so that we could have the omega-3s, and salmon's really good.
Yeah, but now if I make salmon, it's because salmon you make differently than tilapia. And tilapia is
right. You don't bread salmon so much. You broil salmon, and our Ninja Foodie has a broil setting.
Yes, it's going to be made
differently. Throw some lemon and lemon pepper on it, and you're good.
Folks, again, I love my variety of seasonings. Last Saturday, I made chicken for us and my parents.
That was good.
And I made 2 flavorings of chicken.
Teriyaki.
And this is using Mrs. Dash teriyaki.
And what was the other one? Caribbean lime or something?
Chili lime? Chili lime. And again, Mrs. Dash, so you know there's no sodium. And, oh my God, this stuff really rocked. Air fried it for just short of 30 minutes. What I find if you're doing the air frying is that big strips don't work as well. So I get my chicken breast, and it's usually already cut into strips. And then I cut each strip in half lengthwise at a slight angle. Sometimes, if it's a really big strip, it's really thick, I'll cut it into thirds. But usually I cut it into half. I think it works out fine that way. So, folks, as I say in a regular episode of the podcast, we're still in a COVID world. We're still in a pandemic. Some parts of this country, some parts of the world are doing better than others. I am not a medical professional, so I'm not going to tell you what to do beyond the following. I'm going to tell you to take the actions, take the precautions that keep you, your family, your friends, your community safe. And if you are in doubt on how to do so, seek medical advice from a professional. I am not a professional, okay? But the advice is out there.
Right. We have what our local health department tells us to do, and we
or even
follow that.
Or even ask your
CDC or whatever you...
Or your internist, your GP, your family practitioner. You know, the ER nurse on Discord. Whoever you have to ask. All right, folks. Be safe. Be well. God bless. Roll those dice. And I and Rach hopefully will be talking with you again tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, folks. Woohoo! 53. Oh boy. All right.